Okay, this is a completely ad hoc interview. There's
Okay,
nothing planned
all
here
right.
at all. Right, I'm speaking to May, who's been working at admissions here for many years. When did you join the staff here, May?
March 1985.
85. I first came in for the first time in the late 70s. As a child, we used to stay at Little Canada, which is, the Pontins
I know,
holiday
out
camp.
at Wootton.
That's the one.
Yes.
And they used to take coach trips out here. And,
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So I've been in this place for many years. How did you hear of the job?
It was advertised in our local paper.
Right, that's easy enough. Did they know if there was many applicants for it at the time, or didn't you know that?
There was a few. I was told that the weekend job I applied for had been taken, and would I work evenings? We used to open at evenings
Oh,
in
right.
those days.
Okay.
I said I did a lot of dancing in those days, and yes, but I would do it for a little while. But then one of the ladies that was taken on had to leave, so they asked me to come back. So yes, so I came back, and I've been here working weekends ever since.
Right. I take it you're a local lady.
I live in Ryde.
Okay, but you clearly knew of this from
Yes,
years before.
when we moved here, as soon as I moved here back in 1974, I brought the family here.
Right.
Yeah, so I knew what it was, but it was just a wax museum in those days.
Indeed, I remember it being
Yeah,
such as well.
just a wax museum.
Before they had the animals and
Yeah.
and the cars of everything. Do you remember pretty much how it was laying out when you came here? I mean, what buildings were here, what buildings weren't here?
Well, I remember just the waxworks. It was what Mr. Osborne Smith wanted it called Wax Museum.
Right,
He
I remember
liked
that. Yeah.
Wax Museum. I always used to get in a muddle. I do spoonerism, I think, is a thing, and I used to say Max Museum, but I'm getting and same as guidebook, wide book, and guidebook.
Yeah.
Yes, but in 1984, apparently, the animal world was added,
Right.
and when I joined in 85, they added the Chamber of Horrors. So
Right, but I remember they had a lot of the exhibits from that used to be exhibited separately in the museum
yeah,
anyway, didn't
the Chamber of Horrors ones were exhibited round the museum.
they? Hmm.
Yeah,
There's-
in little cases.
Sure, some of those
Yeah.
things I remember.
Yeah.
I know there's some exhibits aren't here anymore. Things like the ostler. He's disappeared.
The
He used to be
ostler
sitting there with
used
his
to breathe,
pipe.
didn't he? Had his feet in
That's
a
right.
bowl.
And there
And he
was
used to look after the osses.
yes, that's right. That's what they call him, an ostler.
Yeah.
And the cockfighting scene as well. Do you know what happened with those things when they were taken down? Are they in storage?
I don't know. They probably went up into the stock room.
Right, I think it's up in
Yes.
smoke. Right.
I think they did. Yes, the
Right.
cockfighting. Yeah, and the bull baiting scene next to it.
Okay. Now I've heard interviews, radio interviews with Mr. Osborne Smith in the past. He seemed like a very charming fellow. Was he a nice man to work for?
I got on very well with him. I think he knew if he it was a funny you always knew if he was in a bad mood.
Right.
If you offered him a cup of tea and he said no thank you, you thought, oh well, be quiet today. But other than that, he used to come in. He was a charming man.
Hmm.
A charming man. I got on very well with him, so
Right. And any exhibits here that you've been particularly fond of? For example, from like the first time you visited, something you walked away and it just one of the things stuck in your mind.
no, the only thing not very fond of, I've always had a phobia of dead animals.
Ah.
And when the day I started here, they took me round and showed me Animal World, and I thought, oh golly, can I work here?
Yeah.
But I've got used to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So is your job just purely on admissions, or was it a whole task of duties?
Oh no. I'm afraid they make me do everything here. Yes.
Right.
When it was Osborne Smith's time, we used to have to clean windows with newspapers.
Oh, right. Must have been a pretty painful because there's a lot of glass here.
Yeah.
I seem to remember.
No, they. It's admissions in the shops.
Right. Things didn't used to be behind glass, did they? I know some things always were, but I do remember. I'm sure a lot of things used to just be open
No.
behind fences
No.
and railings and things.
No, they was always behind glass.
Really?
Yeah.
It just shows you
Yeah.
how bad your memory can be, I guess.
Yeah.
You've not had any. I mean, I know there's ghost stories connected with this place. I know
No,
you've had
I've never-
paranormal groups in
never.
here as well.
No, I've often I don't know whether you noticed down in Animal World where the wasp's nest is
Hmm.
in the.
It's very cold there, isn't it? But I presume it's the
Yeah,
outside of the building.
It's not that. It's just that the angle of the glass sometimes reflects. And people said, oh, you could see somebody stood in it, but I think it was reflections. I've never seen anything, no.
Sure.
We used to have a newspaper cutting outside in the window. Before my time,
Mhm.
a reporter and his dog stayed here. They let them stay in overnight, and
Right.
he said the dog knew there was a ghost around.
Right, 'cause I'm involved at home with paranormal research, but not the kind of silliness that a lot of people do. I've read some reports of groups that have been here saying
Oh,
we
we've had
sense this person,
paranormal
we sense
groups
that.
come
you know.
in. They come in a lot of an evening, a night time.
Right.
Yeah, but I've never been here with those, so I don't know what goes on.
No, no. a lot of strangeness, a lot of distortion, I think. When it came to things breaking down, with the sound not working or things not moving, the lights not working, would that be one of your jobs to go and do as well, or
No.
you had a special electrician who'd actually?
No. We would change light bulb. Lights used to go all the time.
Sure.
Always lights. We could do that. No, we had applied a company for electrical work. So if anything went wrong, and the movements of the models, we had a man that had installed them. But that was in Osborne Smith's time, so it was a
Right.
long time ago. Yeah.
Right.
So no, that wasn't our job. Just changing light bulbs, really.
Okay, I think I'll take no more of your time, May. Thank you so
That's
much.
okay.
Pleasure.
Was that a help?